When you think of an Alto, this is probably what you have in mind. A 20-year-old rusted hatchback. But what if I told you that the Alto can be one of the coolest platforms to start your modification journey on? This over here is an Alto which has been modified, or as the owner likes to call it, the Alto Sports. And today I'm going to tell you all about this amazing build. Before we get on to everything that's been done underneath the hood of this car, we obviously have to talk about the look of it, because yeah, this is pretty out there. It's a very shouty looking car, but in a good way, because this color and everything that the owner has done in terms of the cosmetic part of it looks really nice. And if you thought VAG cars are the only cars which can have interswappable parts between brands and models, well, no. Even Suzuki has the capability to do that as well. So as you can see, this is an Alto. It's the 5th generation Alto internationally, but the first Alto that has ever come to India. And it has a couple of parts from other Suzukis. Stuff like the wheels. The wheels are from the Baleno, the 13-inch wheels from the Baleno. The side skirts are from the Wagon R Stingray. A little bit of a chop job had to be done with the side skirts in order for them to fit properly, but not a big deal. And the spoiler at the end is from the Alto K10. This Alto basically still kind of lives on to this day, because it is the same platform that is used for the Alto 800 and the K10 that is sold to this day only in India. Voice over Soham here. So this Alto platform was in use till 2022. The newer generation of the Alto, that is 2022 onwards, is based on the Espresso platform. This car, I feel, is one of the nicest looking Altos that has been there in the lineage. Underneath the hood of this Alto at the moment is the 800cc 12-valve naturally aspirated 3-cylinder motor. And this car is not tuned, but it does have a bunch of mods which makes it feel a little bit more energetic while driving. Stuff like a BMC performance air filter, headers and a free flow exhaust from Automech. It also has NGK iridium spark plugs, and it also has a high performance ignition cable which helps in just the overall responsiveness of the car. This car does have an ECU because it's an MPFI engined car. But the thing is, you can't really tune these cars per se. Like, the tools that are used to tune it are a little bit different, and it doesn't even have an OBD2 port, so it's not your conventional way of tuning. And anyways, tuning this will be a little bit of a waste of money, because the gains that you will get from tuning this car won't be a lot. That being said, this car is well under 1,000 kilos. I think so, roughly around 700 kilos. So anyways, it does not need a lot of power to feel fast. So how about we hop into the inside and see how the interior is, because that's where a lot of stuff has been done as well. The best part about this build for me is that the interior has not been skimped out on. All of the canary yellow accents of the exterior have been converted into the interior as well, with stuff like the stitching on the seats, the stitching on the steering wheel, and even the gear shifter and the door cards have yellow stitching, which makes the build feel complete. All of this work has been done at Desmo 1 in Pune. Talking about the OEM plus mods, like the exterior had the side skirts and the spoiler and a bunch of other small things. Even the interior has some OEM plus stuff taken from other models of the Suzuki lineup. Stuff like the instrument cluster, which has been taken from a Wagon R. And as you can see, Altos never used to come with a tachometer, while this car does have one, which is super cool. 2 different dials with the yellow needles. It all looks really sporty. The steering wheel has also been taken from a Baleno, and like I said, it's been gotten the yellow stitching treatment, and it all looks really nice. So how about we switch the car on and take it for a quick spin. Now you already know that the Alto is not about speed or performance. I mean, stock this car came with 48 horsepower, and with all of the mods that I just mentioned, it's probably near the 52 to 55 horsepower range. I mean, not a massive jump. But when you consider the fact that the Alto weighs in only at roughly maybe 700 kilos, well, even 50 horsepower feels quite a lot. And once you put your pedal down to the floor, this thing is pretty peppy in that sense. Moreover, turn the AC off and it's like you've just pressed the nitrous oxide button, because you just instantly gain like a couple of horsepower here and there more. And of course, with the AC off, the car feels even more lively. And to be very honest, if you actually want to do overtakes in this car, yeah, you have to turn the AC off, or else this car just doesn't gain the momentum that you want. But even with all of these small little niggles here and there, this car is capable to put a massive wide smile on my face, which is what this is all about. I mean, cars are not supposed to just be insanely fast or just about luxury. It's probably about how they make you feel. And well, as long as the car that you're driving is making you happy, that's all that should matter. And this car does that particular job very well. This car is currently running lowering springs, so it's much more lower to the ground, but the owner was telling me that this is the stock ride height that you get with the Japanese spec Alto. But in India, it basically feels like every other vehicle on the road, including a scooter, is taller and bigger than you. That's how tiny and low to the ground this particular car is. That being said, since the car is so low to the ground, it basically feels like a go-kart for the road, and the handling is really on point because it's so low to the ground. The center of gravity also is pretty low, and with that, the upgraded wheels and tires also make a massive difference in the grip and handling of this thing. Chuck it into any corner, this thing just grips and goes. One surprising fact about this build is that the Automech headers and free flow exhaust aren't really that loud, and in fact they're pretty subdued, but it does give you a nice little hum while driving and doesn't sound half bad. And this tachometer addition on the instrument cluster really helps you gauge as to what is going on with the car, because if you're driving a stock Alto, doesn't really come with a tachometer, and yeah, you're just basically guessing as to where the red line is. And the red line is pretty high. It's around 6,500. So yeah, a cool little interesting addition. And on the interior, you have this yellow stitching everywhere. You also have the Alto stuck onto the dashboard, which is a cool little addition. And I'm going to turn the AC on for a while because it's getting really hot. But overall, this experience is very unique in that sense, because it's not the fastest thing around. To be very honest, it's not the best handling car as well. But what it is a whole lot of fun. And in just doing that particular job, this car is fantastic. Here is a breakdown of the build cost for this particular Alto Sport project. The car costed the owner 60,000 rupees. Insurance was 2450. The transfer to get it onto his name was 1550. Mechanical repairs and the restoration costed 35,120 rupees. All of the modification and upgrades done to the car, another 21,000. Painting, interior and exterior was a whopping 95,000. And all of the other miscellaneous parts that were used in the car were another 36,203 rupees, making a grand total of just a smidge above 2,50,000. All in all, this is one of the coolest builds that I've driven this year, and it just goes to show that power and speed isn't everything. You can have a lot of fun with limited power and, well, not a lot of mods, because this is super fun to drive. It basically is like a go-kart for the road. And if you're starting out with your modifying journey, this is not a bad place to start, and there's nothing wrong in modifying an Alto, because if you do it right, well, it can look a little bit something like this. A big shout out to the owner for letting us drive his Alto Sport, as he likes to call it. One of the coolest builds, like I said, I've driven this year. And yeah, check out his page on Instagram, Project Kit, where he has a bunch of other cars as well. And follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such content, and I'll catch you in the next one.